Today, we're going to break down one of the biggest, fastest disruptions happening in content right now, and that's the text-to-audio AI revolution. Honestly, it's moving quicker than almost anyone thought possible, and it's totally changing the rules for how we make and even listen to audio.
But to really get what's happening, let's start with a story from the front lines. This is a real quote from a professional voiceover artist named Rachel. She told this to a reporter just last month. After spending 7 years building her career, her entire world just got flipped upside down almost overnight.
And Rachel's story, well, it brings up this really scary question that a lot of people are asking themselves. Is this new technology just another tool, or is it a replacement?
To figure that out, we really have to look under the hood. We've got to understand the technology that's causing this earthquake. And I'm not talking about a little tremor here. This is a fundamental shift in what is even possible. So this is not the old school robotic text-to-speech you're used to, from your car's GPS. Not at all. Modern AI, it doesn't just read words, it actually understands meaning. It gets the context, the emotion, the right pacing, so it sounds genuinely human. I mean, the difference is just staggering. We've jumped from those flat, obviously fake voices to AI that can deliver content with real personality. And that massive leap in quality, that's what makes this moment completely different from anything that's come before.
Okay, so let's get into the numbers, because this one is shaking the entire industry to its core. Generating audio with AI is a mind-blowing 98% cheaper than hiring a professional. That's not just a little bit of savings. That completely rewrites the economics of content creation.
And here's the kicker. This massive price drop is happening at the exact moment the technology crossed this critical quality line. For most of us, it's gotten to the point where we honestly can't tell the difference between a good AI voice and a real human one anymore. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. You don't need a fancy studio anymore or expensive mics or even a quote-unquote good voice. Right now, pretty much anyone with a script and a credit card can create professional-grade audio. It's democratization on a scale we've just never seen before. So, what's the immediate impact of this perfect storm of cost, quality, and access? Let's talk about the jobs that are being affected right now. And this isn't some guess about the future. This is already happening.
The first wave, it's hitting roles that are kind of repeatable, more technical. Think about corporate training videos or e-learning modules. That used to be the bread and butter for so many voice actors. That's getting hit the hardest, along with things like nonfiction audiobooks and some junior production and translation work.
And the data backs us up completely. Just look at audiobooks. By late 2025, nearly a quarter of them were using synthetic voices. Now get this, just 1 year before that, the number was basically zero. That's how fast this is moving. It's just incredible. Okay, so this all sounds pretty overwhelming, right? And it is. But it leads us to this really fascinating and super important paradox about the future of creative work. So, research is suggesting that about 90% of the tasks involved in making content are now at risk of being automated. And notice I said tasks, not jobs. That little distinction, it's the key to understanding everything that comes next. It's changing the very definition of what creative work even is. So here's the big takeaway. We're seeing this massive shift away from jobs that are about pure execution. Here's a script, just record it. And toward brand new roles that are all about direction and strategy and judgment. The value isn't in doing the task anymore, it's in guiding the tool. And what's wild is that this shift can actually create better jobs. The human work that's left, that last 10%, it becomes more strategic, more creative. And hey, as the world fills up with AI content, that really special, premium, human-led stuff, it becomes even more valuable, just because it stands out. All right, so let's get specific. What are these new careers? Let's look at the actual jobs that are opening up right now because of all this change. These aren't just jobs at the distant future. People are hiring for these roles today.
You've got roles like AI voice director. Think of them like a film director, but for AI voices. Or a synthetic voice designer who creates custom AI voices for big brands. And content authenticity specialist. That's the person who figures out what's real and what's AI. These jobs literally didn't exist a couple of years ago, and now they're becoming essential.
Let's just zoom in on the AI voice director for a second. This is the perfect example of a new hybrid role. It's not about being a tech person or a creative person. It's about being both. It needs that uniquely human, artistic judgment to guide the AI to make something that actually connects with people. So, what does all of this mean for you? Because this isn't just some trend to watch from the sidelines. It's a change that you kind of have to react to.
So let's talk about a concrete, actionable plan to navigate what's happening.
Look, the goal here is not to fight the wave. You can't. The goal is to learn how to surf it. It's all about strategically moving yourself up the food chain, from being the one doing the execution to the one doing the creative directing. You want to be the one telling the AI what to do.
And remember Rachel from the very beginning? Well, her story didn't end when she lost her clients. She pivoted. She learned how to direct these AI tools, and now she's an AI voice director. And get this, her income is actually up 30%, and she says she's doing work that's way more fulfilling than what she was doing before.
And that leaves us with one last big thought. The real opportunity here might not just be about replacing old jobs or making things cheaper. What if it's about using this incredible new power to invent a future for content that's more personal, more accessible, and way more creative than we ever could have imagined?